Elden Ring and Dark Souls, as well as just the Souls genre in general, are known for having difficult boss fights, but sometimes their fights don't really make sense. There's this dehydrated skinny guy that's barely held together and crumbling to dust, Radagon. Or even the Moonlight Butterfly that can overpower the player with magic attacks, but if it existed in real life, I'd probably just choke it out, like a wrestler. There's tons of bosses that would suck if they had a fight in the real world or had a fight without access to their weapons or magic. But honestly, most of them are crazy strong with their muscles alone. Today, I'm gonna be ranking which bosses I can fight in real life in 3 different categories. Fist fight without weapons, weapons allowed, and with magic allowed. Also, subscribe for more Souls game content. Fist fight. The Corrupt Parade Master. Corrupt Parade Master gives birth to his babies as you fight him. I may be very weak, but I am stronger than a baby in terms of physical fighting abilities. His babies die in like 2 hits, so I can easily slay them with ease. Now for the main course. I think he would be weak from giving birth. As I am someone who's not given birth before, I think I can grab him by his wiggly tentacles and knock him down. Punch his existence to death. I win! Bam! Laxasia, the complete. Mother! Mommy! Mom! I was ready to channel all my strength as someone whose combat training consists of sitting at home, gaming, sleeping at 7 a.m. and waking up at 4 p.m. and having dangerously low vitamin D. Clearly, my agility is at its peak. Initially, I'll be trying to slay him as it's exposed in the second phase that she's actually a hot knight. I would attempt to raise her up. My fisting game here would come into play. I mean, strike me, please. However, I do know my Riz is undefeated, so we would just get married instead. Thank you. That would be a tie. Fire Giant. Big toes, tiny human. I lose. Next boss, let's go. Renella, Queen of the Full Moon. Mother is muttering. Despite her scary aura, she kind of just sits around all day with an egg that Radagon left her. Very little exercise or muscle tone in her lifestyle. Her students do try to bite your angles off, and honestly, it's kind of freaky. The first phase of her fight is easy enough that I was able to do it naked with a sword. Her students are just crawling around the floor. You have to smack them away. With my experience running away from my problems, I could probably just outrun all these little creeps. So I could quickly make this a 1v1. I strongly believe I could just fist fight her to death while she's sleeping or trip her so she falls to the floor defenseless. Actually, I sound like a bully now. Oh well, I'm here to fight. Her second phase is a different story though, but we'll talk about that in the weapons category. Pontiff Sylvan. Yeah, no, this guy can fly. I'm kind of screwed. I'm a debuff puny human. I lose. Your dad. In Lies of P, you fight your dad's real son that got made into a puppet, and you kind of have to give him your heart. I once knocked out the teeth of my tennis coach by accident, by the way. But that's kind of the same. Quite frankly, I think I'd be able just to smack this boss out of the world because he's an old man and I'm a hot anime girl. So easy clap, I win. Abyss Watchers. Daddy! These guys are kind of hot, but they're not hot girls, so I'm just gonna fight them. I've been hitting the gym recently and I can proudly say I lift 7.5 pounds of weight. I can throw a mean punch. Surely. Abyss Watchers kind of hate each other, so honestly, they're kind of busy just fighting each other. Lore-wise, they're containing the Abyss or some curse, so they kill each other over and over. I think I would easily just win this fight because I would throw the finishing blow into their butts after they're done fighting each other. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. Yeah, I hate this guy. He carries the weight of the world on his shoulders and he's faster than the Flash. It's a hard fight because his other siblings are acting pesky like guardian chihuahuas. I wouldn't even try fighting him. I think I'd rather die than hear his little brother go, "My brother's gonna beat you." I always run away from my life problems. However, I cannot run fast enough from the big brother. It's kind of Joe over. The Twin Princess. This boss has one critical mechanic. The boss breaks if you don't move from spawn or if you sit at a very specific spot on the stairs. Clearly, this is an intentional game mechanic. I have amazing athletic abilities at the sport of standing in place and doing nothing. Easy fist fight when they're stuck, so I'll be able to fight without fear. Now, what about if bosses had access to weapons? And I did too. I'm not trained in any type of combat, but there's bound to be someone I can stand a chance against. Soul of Cinder. This boss fight happens high up in the mountain. I could wear camo so he can't see me, and then get a sneak attack and hit him with a spear on his butt. Actually, I think I could just drive a car up and crash into him, and he'll just fall off the mountain and die. Break on the gas pedal or something. This is the power of modern technology. Easy dub. The King of Puppets. In this game, you have no magic, so I'm kind of forced to slap his shins with a sword for all of eternity. He is fast, therefore I have to bring a very very long stick from maybe Home Depot. Maybe put a saw or some nails at the end of it. I could also just throw a bunch of thumbtacks on the floor and slow him down. He'll never recover after dancing on that. His second phase is kind of hot, but he still has to die. Melania, Blade of the Maquila. Melania, the undefeated champion. How could I defeat her? I don't. She's super duper hot. You know, I want her to dominate me so she can keep her undefeated title. Ricard, Lord of Blasphemy. Oh god, that thing is ugly, bro. At first you think you're fighting a cool serpent, but no. It's just a crusty old man. His swords would be too heavy in real life though, because he got twigs for elbows, and his sword is the size of a school bus. I win by his inability to be useful after retirement. Ronnie, Renella's daughter. She's hot, but I don't want people to think I'm a bottom. And sure, I would bend over for Ronnie, but you have to fight an illusion of her mom's past self. This girl does not play, and I can't use my magic on her. As a mage rat, I'm kind of at a disadvantage against her. My first instinct is to bring a bunch of knives and sharp objects to throw at her. In a scuffed way, this kind of mimics magic. Actually, it's a very pretty boss arena though. I'd probably get distracted by the moon and die. Magic category! If magic is allowed, the bosses have the home field advantage. So immediately, almost all the bosses aren't possible to beat. Magic isn't everything though. I'm a resourceful little human who has all sorts of tools that are just as good as magic. Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. Godfrey gives gilf energy, a grandpa with abs kind of vibe. Unfortunately, I'm not into gilfs, despite the allegations. So I'll just go boom boom with my trusty spell. Metal Meteor. It's a gun. Yeah, I have a gun now. He gets magic, I get a gun. If I keep my distance, I'd probably be okay. Therefore, I win. Dancer of Boreal Valley. Coming into this fight, I would think I'd need a spell that covers a big amount of area, because I am dealing with a dancer. I would prepare my battle holding on to the Crystal Soul Spear, which was my favorite spell. I felt horny and scared at the same time at the sight of her. She's hot, but also really creepy. I feel my morals being compromised. I think I'd be too distracted pondering if I want to smash or pass her, so I'd die in deep thought. Sister Frida and Father Arundel. This is my favorite fight. Sister Frida is an elegant mutter. I mean none. For the sake of my reputation, let's actually fight her. She's a fairly easy fight as a mage. She has the power of ice and hotness, but I can do better with my modern spell known as a flamethrower. I have to use in real life tool to stand a chance, so this is fair. It's fair. Father Arundel comes in second phase. He's a fairly slow boss, but that goes really well with Frida's really fast moves. They're literally fire and ice. So unfortunately, my flamethrower does not really work well on him. If I'm rich enough, I'll just buy like 3 trucks worth of dry ice, and I'll counter his flame powers. But wait, there's a third phase. Woo! Frida would realize how charming I am because I am so strong. With my immeasurable riz, she would probably ask me on a date, and we get to walk on the beach together. Maybe this is a tie. Nameless King. As a local mage rat, I feel like I disrespected this fight. I should fight him with a sword to really embrace this fight. However, I am a rat to my core, so I stick with my magic. Easy kill because his aggro is not aggressive when you're 10 feet away. I think if I stand at a very far distance with a sniper, I'd probably just knife him out the air or even headshot him and he'll die. A sniper is basically magic, I think. Malekith, the Black Blade. This boss tricks you into thinking he's a feeble old man. Not when he releases that inner dog in him for second phase. Yeah, no, I'm good. I just leave the arena with a teleportation spell. I know I don't have that in Dark Souls, but it's okay. I'm a mage of all trades. I guess it's a tie because I ran away like a coward. Special tier, Radagon. Radagon, who went to get the milk. He's a very tragic character in my opinion. Radagon and Marika are the same god who are split into 2. Radagon went on to marry Queen Renella, but had to ditch her after the first Elden Lord was exiled, or when Marika shattered the Elden Ring. I'm not exactly sure. Personally, I think I'd be able to kill him by showing him pictures of his wife and kids that he had to leave to fix the broken Elden Ring. Emotional damage. I win. The Elden Beast. Elden Beast is a flaccid. As a local mage rat, this was a tough fight. I found being up close and personal is a lot safer than getting spammed with magic spears. I think ultimately I would die from his golden shower move because I couldn't process what was happening and I died. I lose this fight. The Star-Scorched Radon. Radon is a tough fight. From a little boy who couldn't get off his horse, he grew huge and he just couldn't handle it anymore. I think I'd be able to kill him though with my amazing mage abilities and thanks to the power of friendship. There was like 5 other people bashing his ankles with me, so I win. The Green Monster of the Swamp. I really resonate with this guy. This boss looks smelly and I am smelly. When the Battle of Odors, he died of my toxins. I win! Door Guardian. I can't remember this guy too well, but I'm a wall, flat-chested. Therefore, I'm undefeated compared to a door. Simon Manus, Awakened God. Yeah, this guy's on crack. I don't know what he's yapping about most of the time. He goes on and on about evolution or something. I don't even know. He seems pretty insecure to me though. I think if you make fun of his ideals enough, he'll just die. Easy win. Special edition from Software Inc. Ah yes, the company known for creating these Souls games. I think I'd probably be able to win a fight against a bunch of programming nerds, but I also get hit with a massive lawsuit, so maybe not.